Someone who has just joined your party is contemplating on contesting the highest post in your party.
But that's happening across the country. The UPP, the other day had their Congress, and McDonald Wintour, who has just joined the party less than 30 days, contested for the seat of standard bearer and won it. So maybe, you know, democracy has its ways.
As an experienced politician, do you think that speaks to entrenched conception in ideology? Because before you join something, you must
understand what you're joining.
You
must understand the philosophy of the party. You must understand the history of the party. You must understand what people stand for. And if you just see an opportunity in 2017 and you say you want to come and join our party, well, we'll welcome you. But I think in the end, MPP partisans across the length and breadth of our country will get together and find out who's in the best interest of the party, who carries the standard of the party. And I think the decisions will be clear.
Let me set the basis with one question first before I really tell you why I'm asking this question. You want to contest for the presidency in 2017 or it's coming too early?
Well, I think what we're trying to do is to put our party in gear, get our party structure across the country, you know, properly done, go through our primaries as our law says, and then we'll see what our options look like. But from a personal point of view, I would like to say that I'm hoping that the opposition will find a way
because I
for
got
several parties to come together.
I have your voice, and you really said, you were firm in that interview that you will be contesting the presidency. It may not be 2017, but someday, somehow.
Someday, somehow. It might not be 2017, but someday, somehow.
But when a battle in 2017 is just up, and you're contesting the highest post in the former ruling party, one would say that you're keeping an eye on, because these people who are coming, they also have an eye on that as well.
Well, they're keeping their eye on the party that they were not members of. I remember...
That Barnes was an affiliate, so...
He was an affiliate, but he was the Minister of Finance in our government, yet he was not a member of the party. So if he could see fit now to say he wants to come and join, then we keep our eyes on them too. But, you know, the more the merrier. Let everybody come on board.
All of these statements, I mean, just clearly demonstrates the impossibility for a newcomer becoming, I mean, a bearer of flag.
The voters will decide.
Well, the voters will decide, but I think Liberians across the length and breadth of our country have a habit of not really liking newcomers. You know, and that is something you will find across the country as you look at the elections that will be coming
I don't think so. Or else Jim Tonola would not have won the senatorial seat in Miami County.
Jim Tonola won as a result of a coalition of many things.
Yeah. So
several political parties, and that's why I'm saying MPP will go through its process, and we're hoping we can be a part of the coalition of opposition political parties to contest the seat of the standard bearer of the country.
Okay.
And we'll see how that looks.
All right. So the idea is to be a part. Perhaps maybe that's why they're contesting. They want to be a part of the process that would see the opposition fielding a candidate.
Well, and it's a process. Let them come on board. I'm looking forward to a very robust process, and we'll see who wins.
One final question on this. What if you went for the process and you didn't succeed? Will you support the person?
I'm a member of the National Patriotic Party by heart. I'm a die-hard MPP partisan. I see all of these people jumping from one party to the other. I'm not going to be that kind of person.
Which is, you call it not, I mean,
it's not, they say it's not wrong.
There's no law against it. But can you imagine if the Republicans in the United States, because they have a difficult candidate like Donald Trump, will all jump ship and go and join the Democratic Party? It would never happen. Because these are ideological differences between political parties. There are family lines that are part of these parties. It's not easy to just jump over.
Then how different is that from somebody being in a party, sharing that ideology, but yet supporting somebody in another party with a different ideology?
Well, for me, I think they're going to, like the House Speaker said, they will remain on board. They will work with their representative candidates that will be coming up. And he might not be seen as going and campaigning for Donald Trump, but he's a Republican. So even in that difficult moment, Republicans are remaining Republicans and Democrats are remaining Democrats. I hope we'll get to that point one day. Look at Ghana. You know, the MPP people are the MPP people. They've lost 3 or 2 consecutive elections that Nana Akufo-Addo has run for. He's still going for the 3rd term. His people remain engaged. And I'm hoping that we'll get to that point. Why are people jumping from party to party? Do they see something new? Is it like, oh, we're trying to see who we think can win the election? So let's get on the bandwagon now for the person who might win. It's not a good thing.
That's political interest.
Yeah, let's stay engaged.
But
and work our party.
The Liberian people value people who shift to party stalwarts. Also value people who come. If you were to leave your party and join another party, people
I'm
will
not
be hating
giving
you.
my party to join any other party, Patrick.
You're supposed
The
to say
MPP,
Don't say I will
I
never.
will not. I will never. I'm a member of the MPP. This is where I will die.
Don't say that.
So
yo.
I'm not. Patrick,
They think it's
record
recorded,
it.
oh.
Record it. The day you hear Senator Taylor saying she has left the MPP, then I mean I'm out of politics. I will never, ever leave the MPP. My heart, my soul, my mind, my body. I'm here today because the MPP provided me a platform. Even if we don't win and if we are part of an opposition political process that doesn't gain the traction, I will remain an MPP member.
How come then are you embracing people who left the parties to come to the MPP? Not Barnes or the political
It's
leader of
it's not my
Liberal
decision as an individual.
But you're embracing them and flowering and reading praises on
Because
them.
others in the party think we should open the party, let other people come on board. So what can I say as an individual? And we had a real tough time with this, and I think I can say it on the radio when we're talking about our amendment of our constitution. And we were in a meeting from like 4 o'clock to almost 10 o'clock, talking about removing that clause that said you must be a member of the party for 5 years in order to contest the standard bearership of the party. And I argued back and forth in the end. People say, oh, our party now moving, we're looking for new opportunities, let other people come on board. In the end, that's democracy. So that particular portion of our laws are now being removed to allow other people to come on board. But in the end, when we get together, we'll do what we need to do for the forward-looking and the future of the MPP.
Senator Taylor is our guest on this segment. Senator, you take it or leave it, like you or not, you've been able to establish yourself, I hope I got it right, as an ideologue and a realist, following your political record in the country. What do you think about the opposition conglomeration ahead of 2017, and how significant is that moving forward? With personal
This
egos.
is my
Let me add that
personal.
one, personal
This is
egos.
my personal opinion. I'm not tying the MPP to it because I know sometimes as a politician you must take a position, and that's what I have done over the last 11 years. It seems like such a long time. And I want to say here today that the Unity Party has been, by the time we get into next year, would have been in power for 12 years. I think it's time for a change. Can we get that change? This is maths, right? 1 + 1 are 2. If we are 21 political parties putting up 21 candidates in a race, the likelihood of the Unity Party winning is very serious because they are the incumbent. They have more. The entire country's structure is a Unity Party structure, whether you want town chief somewhere or commissioner or minister. All those people will fight to keep their jobs because they know if the Unity Party win, they win. So the opposition has a very tough battle. I think what we must do is to find a way to come together and work together if we must defeat the ruling Unity Party. So I will be clamoring for that coalition.
Don't you think it's still possible, even if... Do you really think all the opposition parties can come together? Perhaps
not all, but hopefully 5 or 6 of us can come together, and maybe others will see it fit to come on board. But we will all not go to that process alone.
When there are competing interests, let's talk a bit about the general perception out there in the public is that there are competing interests. In the case of the big guns, Ambassador Weah, Councillor Winston Totman, Councillor Bromsky, and Senator Taylor, and now McDonald went to. And I mean, consider all of those wanting to have, to win the presidency. When people go to the table, Mr. Yuri, I didn't mention his name, let me do that as well, Mr. Alexander Cummings as well. What do you think?
I still believe this is a process that you can determine by maybe the votes from the last 2 elections. In 2005, what did the numbers look like? Even though there are new players like Mills Jones
Cummings.
and Cummings and Bernard Ayure. But our country is caught up in political partisanship. You have people who are MPP members, you have people who are Unity Party. Those are the old names. Of course, Prince Johnson comes from a vote-rich county, so even if he has a new political party, all they know that Prince Johnson Party, wherever the nomenclature would be, you have the CDC that's proven over time that they got at least 25-28% that stable votes for them. So if you look at all these new parties, if we don't come together, we end up with that same mix. There will be 2 or 3 parties who have held their ground over the past few years, which will come into the second round. You might end up with either George Weah, Joseph Boyka, maybe Liberty Party, and maybe Prince Johnson. The same 4 or 5 that came up in 2005 and 2011 will kind of be the same parties. Can we find a way to bring all of the other people together? Let's form a coalition to give us a good run for our money.
What's your prediction? What is your prediction? Do you
my
think
prediction
it's going to work? Do you think I will see Ambassador Weah and Councillor Bromsky and Mr. Ure working together?
And that's the thing, I don't see that. Because everybody wants to be first. Out of those 3 names, no one has said, I will be second.
But you're willing to be second.
Senator Weah thinks this is his time. That after 2 elections, this is now my time. President SELLEE isn't running. Of course, Charles Bronsky has said he's running for the 3rd time. If he doesn't win this time, he's out of politics. So he's putting his all into this process to see if he can get a chance to win. So, if you look at all of those numbers, we'll end up with 2 or 3 people who have a strong chance of winning against the Unity Party. But again, there will only be 2 people that will go into the second round.
So I'm going to ask, so what do you make of the declaration of the Ganta event that's come now to Monrovia? Within the next 60 days, they're going to come up with additional strategies.
They're working on those strategies. I think all of us agree that if we come together, we form a stronger bloc. There will be some people who won't stay. We can't sit here in isolation and say, oh, all of the 15 groups will stay together. They might not. Maybe everyone feels, let's go into the process, and we'll get to second round and we'll see what we'll do. But there's a technical team that's been working. There are meetings that are being held. At the end of this process, there will be an MOU that will be signed by those parties that are willing. So we're looking for the coalition of the willing.
Okay.
And at that point in time, then you will be able to determine how many parties will be really in the race. I'm hoping that MPP remains a part of this process so that together we can form a strong coalition to give the Unity Party a run.
Let's talk a bit about your role in Bong County, still tying in with politics. And there are several big guns in Bong County. You showed yourself strong when you, with all of the competitors, contested in 2014 and still won, for the 2nd term as Senator of Bong County for another 9 years. The question is, this philosophy, very entrenched, and the people in Bong County are listening to me, very entrenched philosophy in Bong County that they have to be a part of any metrics moving forward. Either they are first or second, but they have to be, and even a party has been established, the PUP. What's your thought? What are your thoughts on this?
But Patrick, who's fueling this thought? All of the political parties. We got to get Bong. Everybody.
No, why is Bong County so certain that they must be up? Why?
Because the perception in our country is that Bong is an important part of the matrix for winning. And every politician is looking for a way to bring Bong on board.
But
so it's not just the Bong County people.
Bong has not shown to be a county that votes in block. They've always,
in 2017, we'll be doing that. In 2017, the Bong County people will be doing that. You know why? And it's not just Bong County. The Pele people are the largest tribe across the length and breadth of this country. It would take a team of persons to go across the country and say, hey, this is where we are. The Pele people are important. We've never been president pro tempore. We've never been vice president. We've never had a presidential candidate.
In all the counties when they say this, this is tribalism.
This is politics, which is interest.
But it's tribalism.
My interest is not tribalism. We're saying, as the largest group of people, every election time people come and say, let the Bong County people join us. Why the Bong County people can't do something for themselves now? if we are
So
the largest tribe.
what if the crew people say, okay, what if the Lofa people say
The Lofa
we've
people
been
had
number
a vice
2?
president.
Yeah, so what if they say
people ain't going nowhere yet?
what if they say we've been number 2 for long?
For
We
two-
tired now, you're tired using us number 2, we want number 1.
Let them try.
Imagine.
But I know that the Pele people are the largest tribe across our country, and I will be working to galvanize those votes so that we can put our house in order and go behind one candidate so that we will be able to get a chance win.
That is equivalent to somebody saying it's time for the Bassa people to be president. We tired making other people.
I mean, what's the
president.
difference?
Again, they say I'm on my mother's children. I love my Saturday
Senator,
best.
what is the difference?
What is the difference?
Imagine
This is
Senator
a
Prince Johnson
political
saying,
season.
Nimba, you know.
But that's been the case. The Nima people vote in black when it comes to Prince Johnson. They care. Do they ever think that other tribes are there? But it will take, really on a serious note, it will take a team of persons to go to the Liberian people and say, this is our team, not just the presidency. Because if you have a president who is able to do all, and your Ministry of Education isn't working, your Finance Ministry isn't working, your LRA isn't collecting taxes, then you lose. We're hoping that the opposition can put together a team of persons. And that's why I'm interested in this coalition. It's not just about who is head. It's about who we can bring on board that will help us take our country from where we are
The
to
worst
the
case
next level.
scenario, Senator, if this coalition fails, what do you do?
The coalition will not fail.
Just in case. Plan B.
I'm praying that the
Plan B.
coalition will not fail.
Your plan B.
And there might be 2 parties or 3 parties, but there will be some coalition in 2017. It might not be 15 parties. It might just be 3 or 4. But I think that 3 or 4 or 5 will take place, and we'll do what we can to work with it.
What is it I'm hearing that you will go as running mate to Mills Jones? All of you in the metrics. Musa Benede Nina Kaisa. You need them.
Well, you know, I was in the newspaper today. They say I'm supposed to be vice president to Mills Jones. I'm supposed to be vice president to Ellis Cummings.
Yeah, Ellis Cummings.
You know, so I think I'm the
Now you just got the right name.
in a mix of all of these different political parties now. So maybe I will decide who will be president.
Yours is consistent. You only 2 presidents not aligning you to.
The vice
2
president say Bong County.
The vice president, maybe that destiny. Oh.
No, but these 2 people, Mills Jones and Alex Cummings, it's becoming so.
I'm a institutional person.
Has any of them approached you on?
Let's be honest.
MPP is having discussions with many political parties. We have not made a decision yet.
But it's not far from Mills Jones.
I can't say, because together my party will take a decision. We're not going to join someone who doesn't have the capacity to win. I can tell you, Patrick, that when we decide as a party, we'll go behind a team that we are sure will win in 2017. So this is our effort. We must talk to everybody. And so we're talking to CDC, we're talking to movie people, we're talking to the ANC, we're talking to me and Honorable Ben, you had a conversation the other day. You were saying, oh, when I come back from out of the country center, we need to get together to talk. So MPP is talking to everybody.
Certainly you're not talking to the
No, that's the only people we're not talking to.
Far
Yeah,
from
that,
them,
yeah,
so
that
you
one.
want to build.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That
talking
one,
about
that
this
too.
Bong County.
So Dara Taylor will not find me joining there.
So talking about this Bong County thing, how true is it that the county is divided when it comes to? I mean, I know some of the political leaders there, they didn't support you. They didn't support you in 2014, and it's payback time. In the spirit of reciprocity, you do me, I do you. You what do you think about that?
In terms of representatives?
Well, representatives.
I mean, that's a place to start.
No, but I mean, when that block that block goes somewhere, you go the other way, and you have your following.
You know, the thing about politics is that you must believe in what
now
you're
you're about
doing.
to scare some people who want to contest. But anyway, go ahead.
I mean, we must believe in what we're doing. And I know that you hear normally people say, oh, Senator Taylor hard to deal with. I'm not hard to deal with. I just have some principles that I keep to. And can't hell or high water, that's where I stand. Let people say that when Senator Taylor says she's on your side, you can go to sleep. I'm not one of those politicians that screwing people in the night and undermining other people. The thing I got to say, I will say it up front. And we'll take it from there. So whatever we will do in 2017, and I've been saying this for the last 6 months, I will say it again, of all of the candidates running in Bong County, for example, only one person has my complete support.
And who is that?
Honorable Edward Kafia.
What about John Sylvester Moba? And he's a member of your party.
Only Edward Kafia got my support up to
But
this
there are
point.
reasons why the others.
When you got members of your
Because
party.
out of the 9 persons in Bong County, all of us, only one person stood with me. So he has my unconditional support.
But you're not supposed to be paying debt.
I'm not paying debt. I'm just saying he stood with me. I will stay with him. All of the other people who are running, they haven't come to talk to me. So I'm talking about where I am today. Maybe if someone else come and we can begin some conversation, maybe. But I will say to you today,
you can work with Henry Yala, even though
Henry Yala not up for elections.
He's not up for election, but
so he own a different story. But all the 8 persons who are 7 persons here who will be running, the person that has my fullest support today, tomorrow, 2017 will be Honorable Edward Kafia. He stood with me in a very difficult period when everybody has said, no, we're not supporting you, no, we're not. You know, it was a tough place. So I can close my eyes today and say, he has my fullest support. The other people will be talking here. Will that bring a splintered process to Bong County? It might. But the Bong County people, they got sense. They will look at the greater good of the county and then make their decisions. There's some people who will not win a re-election anyway. So for me,
who do you think will not get the
no, I will not go there.
Well, maybe you
just
know.
try something. Who you
Let's be clear. You're not
I'm
seeking.
supporting one person, and I will put my fullest weight behind that one person to make sure that he secures a seat. Because I think he's been a good lawmaker. He's a young person. He has a lot of opportunities to work for our county, and we need that.
It's like
the other people. But I was talking before the town. Let me do small assessment first.
Yeah,
you know, town will come here. I will come on the radio. You know, I usually do it.
Yeah. So the other
in
people
2011,
right now,
I was clear. No, I'm not clear about the other people. So let me do some of my own work, and then we'll take it from there.
So the issue about
John Mova said he was not supporting me. He was in my party. He's a member of my party. He campaigned against me across the county. Can you imagine?
Who did he campaign for?
He was campaigning for Honorable Rennie Jackson. He said because Rennie Jackson was his friend. So he put friendship over partisanship. And I'm still thinking about what to do with that situation as stand up by the party.
Yeah, you as a leader, I can't imagine you not supporting somebody who you will field because you are the leader of the party.
We're talking. You know? That one personal. Okay. We're talking.
All right, but and your appearance has really prompted a lot of texters to send in their text messages. Too many text messages. This one says, "Please remind Senator Taylor that the Pella people produce First Lady, and you."
Definitely.
Another person says, "Please ask the senator about the answer of the Nigerian president to his wife." Okay, what are your thoughts about that?
And frankly, I would look at it from 2 levels. From my own experience.
Senator, don't punch that man how.
Well, I will not punch him hard. And maybe you'll be surprised at what I would say.
Okay.
I was first lady in Liberia in a very difficult time. I could have done the same thing. Go on the radio and bash President Taylor, talk about the issues. When you are a wife, you have a responsibility to maintain that family. And you have an opportunity. President Buhari has only one wife, even though he's Muslim. He could have had 5 or 6 or 7 wives. He decided he wanted one woman. So to have kept this one woman for all of these years means he loves her, I think. Because it will be easier to just go for another one, which is easy in their tradition and their custom. He decided that this is the person he loves. So I think the First Lady has opportunities to raise some of those issues in a personal way, which is the way it's supposed to be. If your husband is out on an important international trip like that, and you get somebody to come and ask you a question, whatever your frustration is, she could have said, for example, that there are challenges in our party, there are challenges in our country because of the decisions that we are taking.
You're suggesting that she should have fine-tuned the reality?
She should have, that it will be saying the same thing. She could have fine-tuned the reality. What impact does her comment have?
I mean, she's been bold and blunt.
Do you think Angela Merkel's husband...
What about Van Sherman? Van Sherman did the same thing as chairman of the government party.
Angela Merkel's husband will ever make that kind of comment? He will not. Because as partners in that kind of a relationship, you must be able to talk. And if you see some threat for either of the partners, you must be able to talk about it and mitigate it. So I think she could have fine-tuned what she said. Was he right in saying that she belongs in his bedroom? I think irritated as he was, he has said misspoke. So the both of them have misspoken. That is causing a lot of ruckus around the world. I think in his anger, he misspoke. I said, oh, now she remember my party said, in fact, she's going to be in the bedroom, which means the other room. that she should be in the bedroom. You know, but I think he misspoke maybe in anger that she could have publicly, you know, brought him to ridicule because she's saying that the president is putting in place appointments that are not beneficial to the party and to the country. You know, so I think she should have found another way to say it. And I could have done the same thing being married to President Taylor up to today. You will never hear me saying anything.
You didn't criticize President Taylor?
Never. Never.
Even when he left?
Never.
You're now on record?
Never.
What if somebody calls and says?
Never. Ask them. Never.
Senator Taylor.
I've always said never. I've always said the issue between President Taylor and myself were personal issues. But you will never find me on the radio explaining those personal issues and saying it was so, it was so, it was so. It's not proper. And we are still African women. So she misspoke. She could have said it in a nicer way. And he misspoke because he was angry. So two wrongs now. How do we solve it?
All right.
The woman being a weak vessel, according to the
I thought they all be weak vessel.
Yes.
You want to the affirmative?
Not weak vessel. The way she punched the guy say it's difficult.
But I want to say, watch out for part 2. What a rather interesting guest. All of a sudden, Senator Taylor came in and I see a text message from Edison. Edison, Inter. What are they talking about you?
I thought about Jarvis Taylor.
Anyway,
David Kuti says, I hope the NPP can put forward Senator Taylor. She has the experience and leadership ability.
Okay, but I mean, I did say that you all need to watch out for part 2 of this discussion. Part 2 of this discussion will be very interesting. It will come up tomorrow.
And I will definitely come 1 hour before time to make sure I'm not
today
stuck
want
in
to
the
deal with the politics of the time. Tomorrow we'll be dealing with issues of the Senate. I'm going to ask Senator Taylor tomorrow about this whole issue of Senator Oscar Taylor's Oscar Cooper, I beg your pardon, removal from the committee of the chair on public works, her views on the affirmative action, giving more seats to women, and some other issues that will come up tomorrow. More details will come up in that tomorrow. Senator, is there anything in terms of politics you want to talk about since we're dealing with the political issues today?
Well, maybe there's some questions.
I mean, by all my phones, you won't believe how many text messages I'm receiving.
I think let's open the lines.
Before we open the lines, let me just, carry us by a little bit. In politics, you're talking about 12 years. It's time for a change. Is it on the basis of that or performance? Because you be going 18 years, right? By 12
I'm sure it's based on how all these calls are coming.
Yeah. So you're talking about 12 years, you'll be going 18 years. Is it on the basis of staying 12 years or performance?
I think after 12 years, if you gauge the Unity Party government, you'll find out that they have some high points. And I want to thank the president for the completion of the red light Guinea border road that was named the Neswa Koko Highway. You know? So that's a high point.
And I saw you, jumping on the podium.
I was very happy when she said that. You know, I went into the program a little down, you know, thinking about all kinds of issues, but when she said the Neswa Koko Highway, I said, hey, see, the president don't have to catch me.
Why were you down? Sharing the stage with the president?
No. Looking for trouble. I'm looking for trouble. But I did that. There were some challenges, and I went in there. I had to show up because I know it was such an important thing. So there are some places that the Unity Party has done well. I'm sad that some of the roads that were done 2 years ago are now completely deteriorated. There's a road, the Logantown Road, that goes all the way behind BF Factory. When you go on that road, your car can get in that way, it will not get up. So even though the government tried to do some of the other roads, I don't think it was done up to standard, for which after 2 years, you know, most of them are now destroyed.
But the question was, was it on the basis of where you're
I'm talking about when you look at the performance of the Unity Party, you must look at two things. What is the project, or what is the process, and what are the negatives? One negative thing I see the Unity Party has not been able to do. It has not been able to reconcile our people. And I've said this over the last 12 years. They haven't done much in reconciliation. And reconciliation is a must for progress and development so that everybody feels a part.
But it's not, here you are, somebody support you 2011, and you are coming saying, I will not support any other person other than the one person that again.
And I didn't say that. I said my fullest support goes to the candidate who stood with me.
Yeah.
Meaning
others have not approached me. When the time comes, we'll discuss it.
So it's possible that you will support some of the people who didn't support you.
I will have to consider all of the options, Patrick.
Okay.
So let's look at it. When the time comes, I will come here and say, this is what I've decided.
You don't trust Ambassador Boaka. You've worked with him. You don't trust his leadership ability.
It's not about trust.
I mean, you've worked with him for 11 years now.
You must look at the entire Unity Party machinery. Yeah, possibility then leaving them to jump to other parties. That means you ask a question. You gotta ask them for because we're not in a Unity Party, but they were. What is this mass exodus of people from the Unity Party? If they are leaving, the Unity Party, what you want us to say?
But Matthew J. and Johnny, the senator, Matthew J. Yimini Batikwa, what other many from Nimba, Martino Ketimba, all of these.
But there are some major people that are leaving that makes you wonder why.
Yeah. All right, so let me go to the lines and take some calls at this point. George Wisner is on the line. George, seems as if all of you are putting on your political garments now. Go ahead. Now you have to speak a bit louder. Seems as if you are so low. I don't know whether it's my fault. Hello, George. Okay, much better. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just greeting Senator Taylor. I think Mr. Selleee just took the question out of my mouth. I wish Senator Taylor and the opposition well in 2017, but I think it's a flawed argument to base your political strategy on the fact that a party has gone 2 terms and therefore should not be worthy of a 3rd term. It's almost like making an argument to say that because Barack Obama has gone 2 terms, so it is not Donald Trump's time and Hillary Clinton should go and take the back seat. I think the opposition needs to come up and convince the Liberian people what they could have done better or what they have as an alternative, and the Liberian people should base their decision squarely on that. But to just rely on the argument that they've gone 12 years and so we cannot trust them with another year, I think it's a flawed argument.
Yeah, but George, she spoke particularly, I mean, in the era of reconciliation where she said, you've done nothing.
Reconciliation has not been worked well. Employment for our people have not worked well. There are thousands of young people with unemployment. So there are a lot of issues on the table. And my best friend George and I will do as we did in 2011. I will remain with the opposition. We'll put together all of our efforts and put our plans together. And we'll work against it. Whoever the Liberian people choose, they may the best person win. But the Unity Party has not been 100% political party. There are a lot of areas of which the opposition feels they could have done better with all of the resources that they have not done. And so we'll be challenging them on the basis of their record in agriculture, in education, in healthcare, and those are the issues that we'll bring to the table.
Okay,
I look forward to engaging you in this process.
These are the issues that we are hoping to discuss, and let's discuss your policy prescription for these issues. Let's review what we've done over the last years and where we've taken Liberian from 2005 up to now. These are the issues that should be discussed rather than...
And we will be prepared. We are putting ourselves together.
Okay.
We'll come to the table properly prepared.
Mr. Wisner, thank you so much for joining us.
We look forward to this all of you.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Maybe we'll do yours, maybe we'll find some time to do. But thank you so much. Let's hear you. Caller number 2.
Okay, Patrick, good evening again. My name is Patrick Jariba, and good evening to the Senator.
Good evening.
Let me just pick up from the point where Wisner stopped. For me, Patrick, personally, it's a very difficult thing for me to disagree with Senator Taylor. I mean, the moral expertise of me and the rest of that. But here's the case, Patrick. I don't think Senator Taylor is the best candidate to talk about issues around region change. Food tire and the number of years and so forth. There's about 9 years, another 9 years. I agree for another 9 years. Now it's 27. I don't think that at the level of the discourse right now, it should be about political positions. I mean, what the health care? Where have the Unity Party fought on, and where can we do better? Then, we're talking about 10 years, 15 years, 12 years. And no clarification in the Patrick is that there is no mass antidote of people leaving in the party. Yeah, one person leaves here today, next month one person leaves. That's not no mass antidote. If we look at the people who have joined in the party, look at that mean, what does that make them feeling? He coming here with thousands of people. So there's no mass antidote. I mean, I let you in the party, I'm with you well. I'm they can be able to coalesce and be able to come together and see whether they can be able to mentor.
Okay.
I don't think that we'll have any kind of opposition here. I don't think so. I hope that it happens. So we can beat them once and for all.
Okay, thank you so much.
Response.
3 more calls. Let's hear you.
Hello?
Hello, let's hear you.
Patrick, this is Chairman Ben Sandy from the Liberty Party.
Let's hear you, Mr. Sanvi. Let me ask you this question first, Mr. Sanvi. Can you confirm the text sent to me by Delon that snow is on its way as well?
Well, you know, as chair of the party, I have to be careful what I say, but I can assure you.
But the vice chair now, the vice chair spoke.
No, yeah, definitely, you know, and then when I speak now, then it means, you know, yeah. But I can assure you that the wind of change is going the opposition way. And I think you listen to Senator Taylor, I want to say thank you. And you know, Senator Taylor is like a mother to me. You know, I have a lot of respect. And I'll tell you, let me say something. I mean, maybe this will cause news. Senator Taylor remains a major political force in this country. She is on the short list of almost every politician in this country, possibly as a running mate. And I want to say it because at the end of the day, what we want to encourage, like she said, is that the opposition should come together. There may not be a coalition of 15 opposition parties, but I can tell you, coming from the Liberty Party's perspective, we are committed to the option of making sure that the Unity Party is defeated. And part of that job would be to deconstruct that party and to get the good people out of that party, the vote makers. I don't want to say the good people, because they know that somebody there, but the vote makers, those powerful people out of that party, so that they can come on the side of the opposition, so we can get this country on course with the opposition government.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Salvi. Thank you so much. I think I got Representative Snow on the line. Representative Snow, how true is it that you're well on your way following Musa Ability?
Let me just comment Senator Taylor. I've listened to her, and I want to encourage her, Senator Taylor, who also happens to be a mother in this country, to see reason to accelerate her reconciliation move in Bong County. I agree that of the many representatives in the county, according to her, only one supported her. But I hope that she will exercise the motherly role she has always exercised by reconciling with the rest of the lawmakers and working along with them for the re-election. Having said that, Patrick,
I'm not making you that promise, oh Edwin.
Well, my man will talk to you.
I'm not talking business. When they were not supporting me, you are my son. Did you when if you want to talk my business, you when
No, but you can't invest that out.
Where Edwin, when you saw them going and giving, did you ever come to Bong County and say you don't do it our man? So the man was the advice. You never talk to them, but I need that one. All right. No, you were. But don't can talk about what my records are. How the way they can be done?
Okay.
To the meeting.
I listened to the airwaves. I listened to my good friend and brother, Mr. Darren.
Too bad. Just call me on my other number. I think this is off. Yeah, you put it on charge.
Let me take this one while putting yours on charge.
Okay.
Caller,
I hope you'll call me on the other number, so that you can.
Hello. Okay, quickly.
Maybe really know.
I don't know what the was talking about, but during the period was working. Actual from our party is a very sad day for me. I listened to his membership, his journey of the Liberty Party today is a sad day. But let me make this point clear to the public that I will be a member of the Unity Party. I'm a strong supporter of the election of Joseph Boakai as president of Liberia. And his ability decision in no way affects me or in no way affects our friendship. During the reign of Mr. Taylor, when I was the son-in-law of Mr. Taylor and had access to Taylor, Mr. Ability was still my best friend.
People made some comments I will not even get into it. I want to say that once we come up with our coalition members and we put our team together, we'll be fully prepared to deal with the issues of our day. How we feel we can take our country to the next level and why the Liberian people should give the opposition a chance. I want to answer the question that came from Bong County. MPP is a signatory to that document. We are working with the technical team to ensure we put together an MOU that will be equitable and saleable to bring people on board and not throw people away. The issue of the bill, we'll discuss it tomorrow, like you said, so I don't want to go there. But I think the Pele people across the length and breadth of Liberia must begin to think about themselves in a way we've always helped everybody. Let's start considering how we can help ourselves.
It's good. Just stop. I don't want to be seen as somebody promoting Pele agenda when
I supporting majority democracy is about the majority vote.
Yeah, but who told you that majority?
Check our
what if the Bassa people come out and say they got majority?
The Pele people by our census are the largest tribe. We are talking about a majority agenda. What is the agenda of the majority members of our population?
So that one,
that's what I'm talking about. No, it's not.
Imagine if religion starts separating like that.
What religions are already separated? They're not go there. Before they call, I mean one more question. But I'm talking about the agenda of the majority of our people, and I think as a politician, I can speak to that issue.
Okay, thank you. I know you'll be divided because some of you will go one way, other group will go one. Better people will not stand one place this time.
Well, you're looking at us in a different way. Maybe there'll be few people on the fringes.
You and Joe Boba will not be on the same side.
There'll be few people on the fringes, but the bulk of our people will come together.
You and Joe.
So either the VP or the presidency.
Well, for me, I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician who thinks it got to be me. What I want to do is to be a part of the winning team. Whatever role I can play in that winning team.
I'm talking about the Bong County people, the Pele people as you spoke of.
That's what I said. We are consulting now.
I know I better put your feet at this time.
What did they want after the process?
After the process?
Yes. What or before?
I would let you know in January because there are consultations going on across the country. And when we decide how we're going to move forward, I will come on the same radio station and say, this is what the Pele people have told me that we are doing. And I know that we'll all be on one side.
No. Pele in Bongo. They get Pele
Pele in Bong, Pele in Bapolu, Pele in Mangibi, Pele in Grand Bassa, Pele in Grand Jide, Pele in Sanwe, Maryland. No. I said Pele people holistically as the largest tribe. This is democracy.
Okay.
So we will have the majority vote. We have the majority say.
Okay. Thank you so much. So that's how I'd like to take leave of you. God willing, I'll catch you tomorrow.